Yeah, there's a few things I want to say since you brought it up. Um, Mr. Mullins, your behavior at our last meeting was embarrassing and hurtful. You've admitted to that. There's no excuses. You did it, and you should own up to it, and it sounds like you have. And that ended up having our meeting being tainted and undermined. And I told you that day, face to face, how I felt about it. We serve on a collegial, or we're supposed to serve on a collegial board of equals. And this is not a vessel for national politics. It's supposed to be results-oriented, close to the people, local government. And we actually do things that impact people's lives locally, and we represent everyone. There's a time for expressing our national political preferences, but when we don't temper that in our local government work, it detracts from our results. This nonsense and lack of leadership results in a huge distraction and a waste of time for everybody. A waste of time for the citizens that have to write us and tell us about this nonsense and give us their opinions. They should be able to be focusing on other things that are more important than this. It's also a distraction for staff, and it also detracts from the good things that we've done in this county. And a Google record is permanent, and so it doesn't help us in our reputation with our state partners, our legislatures, and I can't help but wonder if maybe they won't pick up the phone so fast because they don't want to deal with a dysfunctional local government, a local county. And it's a shame that happens. If we keep going down this path and continue to act and behave like this, like petulant children in public, again, maybe we won't get some of the funding and the grants so fast, and people might not be apt to deal with us. I also wonder if it's also harder for us to get good qualified people. Oh, excuse me. I thought about who runs in this county for local office, and we have in this community, as in many communities in Florida, lots and lots of good, qualified, serious people, but not a lot of people want to run for public office because they don't want to be involved in this nonsense. And that's a problem. I also thought a little bit about Scripture, and there's the story from the Gospel according to John about the prostitute that the Pharisees brought before Jesus, and back then the custom was to stone the prostitute, and as Jesus said, and we all know the end of that story, he who is without sin, go ahead and cast the first stone. And we know how that turned out. And with respect to that, Commissioner Hanson, it's not an excuse for Commissioner Mullins' behavior, but I feel at times you're a constant agitator, constantly poking with sometimes with negative and biting personal comments. I felt it. We're all human, and over time it has a cumulative effect. And it doesn't do anybody any good to deal in ridiculous rumors and innuendo. I think you should think about some of the sources that you have. Again, we serve on a collegial board of equals. This isn't a Navy ship where you run roughshod over 18-year-old pimpled little sailors. Okay, we're equals here, and we don't just snap to attention and do whatever we're told. And I've witnessed this on a lot of occasions, in maybe how we behave publicly sometimes, and how we negotiate with other elected officials. That's not how it works. Rank doesn't mean anything on this board. It's about respect, open debate, and consensus building, and we should all be respectful. And two last things I want to leave with. One, the definition of decorum is behavior in keeping with good taste and propriety, and making sure that there's suitability to the requirements of a person, the rank, or an occasion. I think we're all adults and we should start acting like that. That's all I have to say, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Erickson, are you ready to